How did the number 13 seed in the Washington 4A state tournament end up as state champions for the third time in the last decade? Well, if you saw my recap yesterday, then you already know Lake Washington shocked the state by taking down number 1 ranked Puyallup in the semis. But what happened when they got to the championship? Saturday night, the Kangs faced off against one of their league rivals, Eastlake, the number 3 seed in the tournament, who just pulled off a wild semifinal win of their own. Both teams came ready to play for the trophy, but in the bottom of the first, Eastlake put the pressure on L-Dub. Thomas Wood hit a leadoff double to get the offense going, and later in the inning, they loaded the bases with 2 outs. Now, the wind was howling this afternoon, making pop flies much more difficult to handle, and what would have been the 3rd out of the inning turned into a costly error on this play that scored 2 runs while keeping the bat in Eastlake's hands. Travis Beam then hit an RBI single to make it 3-0 Wolves, and the very next batter, Cade Harrelson, singled as well, scoring 2 more runs to give Eastlake a 5-0 lead early in the game. But what if I told you Lake Washington was never fazed? They bounced back in the top of the second, getting 3 straight singles to put their first run on the board, and a couple batters later cut Eastlake's lead to 2 after a 2 RBI single from Logan Schuster. In the top of the 3rd, Gonzaga commit Will Cooley drove in another run for the Kangs on an RBI single, and they would go on to rack up 6 more runs in the inning, completely flipping the switch in this game. 3 of those runs came on a bases-loaded triple from Bowden Reeve to make it 10-5 Kangs, and in the top of the 5th, they hit another bases-loaded triple. This time it was Brady Carlson who shot one up the middle, putting L-Dub up 8 on the base-clearing hit. The very next batter, Logan Schuster, hit an RBI double, extending the lead to 9, and they now just needed 1 more run to put them up 10, which would enforce the mercy rule if they could get 3 outs in the bottom of the inning. Noah Kwan then stepped up to the plate and drove in Logan on an RBI single, making it 15-5 Lake Washington before the bottom of the 5th. Will Cooley then took the mound to close it out and got a quick strikeout, a lineout, and another strikeout to end the game, as L-Dub would go on to win the chip in mercy rule fashion. The Kangs dominated the state tournament to win their 3rd state title, which should get you wondering,